Unpopular opinion from a bop. You do not need to be a bop.
You know what a bop is? That's an old school term. I haven't heard that.
No, it's not an old school term. Bop back in the days used to be like oh shit, this is a tune. This is the bop.
That's one.
But it switched to
When? I feel like I'm still old. I stopped. She's a bop. That's a New York thing they used to say like in the 2010s.
Oh, it's possible. Yeah.
It's not old, but it's old.
Old. Okay, because your definition of old is very hurtful, but it's all right. Okay, you say 2010, it's cool.
Fair.
Old 2010, old 2010 is old school. Shit.
My bad. So bop in this context means OnlyFans. All right, let's keep watching.
You do not need to be a bop right when you turn 18. Try something else first, you know? You have lots of other options. I tried hair school, music school, art school. I went to college for 4 years. Yes, indeed. Try something else first, because once you're a bop, you probably won't have the chance to try everything that you wanted to try.
Except all the dick. What?
Most people on OnlyFans don't really be sleeping around that much.
No, they don't.
So
they just touch themselves. Touching, bringing, babe.
And dudes pay millions, so it is what it is.
Live your life.
It is what it is.
I feel like bops need to stop pushing on younger people that this is a great job for you. It is a great job for me, but it may not be a great job for the people that you're trying to push it onto, you know?
100%. I agree. Try some other things. Please try some other things. Please don't go straight to bop. If you go straight to bop, I'm going to ask some serious questions. You went straight to bop? What kind of unfortunate turns of event happened in your... No, that was old school. Back then, it used to be that. Nowadays, I feel like it's different. You don't have to have an unfortunate turns of event to become a bop. It's just so much part of social media and stuff like that. You open your social media, you see bop everywhere. Bop, 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 bop. So I'm like, yeah. But yeah, do try something else. Yeah.
I don't even think it matters if these bops, as you like to call them, promoted to 18-year-olds. Like we have a society that just generally venerates sex in every way possible. It's on every music video, it's every TikTok, it's every Instagram reel. You just scrolling, it's just sex all the time. It's sex appeal, it's skimpy outfits, it's whatever it is. And then we also venerate like getting money. And what's easier than doing this OnlyFans stuff? There's a lot of difficult jobs out there. There's a lot of jobs that demand a lot out of you, but very few of them compensate you well, especially when you're 18. So when you see these 18-year-olds who are fucking multi-millionaire, what was the youngest one recently? I saw she was making more than the biggest NBA player, Sophie Rain. Mm-hmm. I pretend like I didn't know her name. I know. It's very difficult to look at an 18-year-old after that and be like, maybe try something else.
Like, what did that person have more than I do? You're like, I got the same parts. So let's bop. That's crazy.
Like when so many things seem out of reach for people financially in terms of owning a house, whatever, and then afterwards you turn around and say, maybe try other things. It's just like, well, you're a multimillionaire with very few skill sets outside of being a bop. Why wouldn't I do that too? I'm not saying her message is bad. I agree with her. At the end of the day, I feel like it's such a drop in the bucket and not something that really influences young people. Because once they see the money going in, they going. The same reason why all these young cats want to be athletes. They all have the same aspirations from a young child.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. Or you can...
They taking brain damage for it in some sports.
You can even bring it down to another level.
Mm-hmm.
There's some people that I knew back then. It was a weird thing at school where trade work was really... They would shame you for trade work. It was not a real job. And mind you, that was teachers saying that. And with the salary of teachers, you should shut the fuck up really about that shit. Because that person, you're going to become a garbage man. Yeah, garbage man makes more than you. Oh, that one's not going to become a doctor. Bitch, you're not a doctor. Okay? There's trade jobs that you felt the pain, right?
I did.
There's these trade jobs that they were like, I'm not, you should know, go to college. But then again, these guys that wanted, no, let me just skip the 3 years of school, the 2 last years of school that I got to go work in constructions. They see some people that they know work in construction, the paycheck that they pull, or go work trade work. Let me go to mechanical school. I learned that. And then if I go up north, I'm 18, 19. I'm 19 years old. I'm making 100 Wow a year. And back then, that was back then. Like, I'm talking about in the 90s. They're making 80. You're 18 years old. You're 80. No, stay in school. For what? You already proved to me that school was not for good for me, and I could do this job. I could do this. I'm gonna go and do that, and then so it's really hard. You don't have the means to compete against that. It's always talking about, yeah, you have to have your house, you have to have this. That was back then. Now you always see that in social media. Oh, lavish life, the food, the trips, the yachts. You want that too? But you're 18. What's gonna be your access to do it? Crime or bop?
Or sports.
Or sports or entertainment. So you know what? I understand these kids going there. I'm not saying yes, go in there, but I understand. The same way I'm not really for going for the army. I'm not a fan of that. But I understand. You tell to a kid, hey, I don't have money to go to college. They gonna pay my college. I just gotta do 4 years. Sign me up. I understand. With the rest of the situations, it's just that we have to have a bigger conversation than don't do that. Okay? But look at what everything else is just being shoved in my brain. Hence the reason why I really agree with what you were saying about the age limit on social media for certain people. That's part of that conversation too. So if we're having the first conversation about don't choose this over that, it's because they're being fed certain things.
Yep.
Anyways, go ahead.
And another part of it is that most of these OnlyFans creators don't really make much money. I think most of it's made by like the top 1 or 2%, right? And then the other 10% that actually make a livable salary off of it don't hear about as much, but they still eating. And they have a small audience, but there's some downsides to it. But I think it's very difficult to tell someone with no skill set who looks attractive or feels like they can really make it happen, tell them not to do it if they're looking at their bills being paid and a lot of different things. Again, I understand where everyone else is coming from. But if we're being honest with ourselves, these are just messages that we put out there that make us feel better about it. Because all the other pressures that people are feeling to do this kind of work, you really can't compete with that, in my opinion. I don't think you can. How do I compete with, like, you might become a multimillionaire? Oh, well, self-respect, this and that. Okay, cool. But you understand, a lot of people don't give a shit about that. A lot of people don't even see it as a downside. So I just think, I don't know. It really does feel as though this battle's already been lost. It's like once you open Pandora's box, you can't put them bitches back inside. How long of a journey did they have to go to destroy all them fucking demons that came out of Pandora's box? We not turning that clock back. So the real question is, what is the new kind of messaging where we can change the current? But there's no way we're going back to what it was before, because people have all seen how much money there is. And every year, the OnlyFans economy grows. I think like OnlyFans is a bigger economy than sports in general in terms of like how much money athletes generate.
Remember when there was something where the credit card said, "Oh, you know what? We don't want to approve of OnlyFans, so we're gonna get out of there." And that shit only lasted a week because they realized all the profits that they would lose. Yeah. They shut up real quick when they realized, if we, so the charges and the fee, yeah, how about we just gonna, backpedal.
No, that was pretty much it. Look, I'm not mad at this girl for the message again. I don't think we going back. So that's my real honest opinion. And I don't know. Do you guys feel differently? Do you guys feel like this is something that we can fix or change drastically?
And also,
without with the fact that sex is so much part of every form of media, from movies to video games to all these things, do you really think that we can go back? And if so, I'd love to hear from you guys how.
And also, you were talking about skill sets. You were talking about skill sets. At 18, I didn't know what my skill sets were. I'm just catapulted in this world. I don't know what my skill sets are. You say try other things. Try what? I didn't know. I didn't know what my skill set were at 18. So yeah, but of course I did try a bunch of things. I started from the bottom. Now I'm here. But yeah, I can understand the conversation, but I think we have a bigger conversation to have.
All right, well, let us know what y'all think in the comments. We want to hear from you guys. Let us know what y'all think in the comments.